On this episode of Playing with Fire, Elaine falls off the deep end and asks herself for advice. We step back in time to see hot rods and hot dragsters, and the rivalry continues between Marisha and Elaine.
What we do here is real. Don't try this at home.
Here we go, guys, in 3, 2, 1.
Race day starts early for Larsen Motorsports.
When it's medium dark out and you can't see like that, I guess it's pretty dark out right now. Okay, Dad, we've made it to where?
Atlanta, Georgia. Having our breakfast.
Nice.
And we should be sitting in Nashville in about an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay.
Ready to work.
Here's the happy camper and Nitro. Are you the happy camper?
He does the happy camper because I have these.
What does he have? Pepperonis. Okay, this is Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, baby. This is how we roll. We travel with the big dogs or little Nitro. 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 What are you looking at? Bubby eating his pizza. Hey, Bubby. Give me some pizza.
Competition is always at its highest at Larsen Motorsports, and they came in first with David. He's trailing behind.
David's like, this is so uncomfortable. Beat ya, sucker. Okay, we had to take a quick Wendy's stop. Here we are at Wendy's in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We're close. Nitro knows that there's food coming. Hold on. Stop. Nitro knows that there's food coming, and so he is ready. He's in his seated position. Look at him. Nitro. Are you hungry? David, are you hungry? Chris.
It's a really big deal for us to be invited to race at NHRA's Hot Rod Reunion. This is a huge event. Tons of people are there, and just a really great venue. Something I've wanted to do for years. So when NHRA gave us that call, man, instantly, pow, we were on it. I grew up around hot rods. I have cousins that have hot rods. I met Elaine in a 1932 Ford when I was 16 years old. It was a cousin of mine's car. Looked a lot like the American Graffiti cars for us old guys that watched American Graffiti. The people at the Hot Rod Reunion, there's a ton of people, and a bunch of them are really my heroes. Don Garlitz, Larry Dixon, man, Steve Gibbs, a bunch of these other people, Frank Hawley, one of the greatest drag race instructors ever. Just the list goes on and on and on, and so had to go.
We just pulled into Beach Bend Raceway, and it's time to get all our credentials so we can head in and get everything set up so we can start our racing. As soon as the gates open, Elaine and I get suited up and get ready to interact with the fans.
The Hot Rod Reunion was probably one of my more favorite races. We got to listen to all the old stories about all the nostalgia cars and meet a lot of new fans. It was pretty cool.
Before each pass, I like to take a little time to clean up the car and kind of relax my nerves and making sure she's shiny and ready to go. On the other hand, not so sure what Elaine's doing over there on the Miller side.
Okay, so we're interviewing Elaine Larsen live from Beach Bend Raceway Park for the Hot Rod Reunion. Elaine, do you think that you're going to win the race this weekend? You do? So do you think Marisha's going to come gunning for you? But do you think she's going to get you? No. Woohoo! Okay, you heard it first live from Elaine Larsen.
The fans at Beach Bend Raceway are awesome. It's one of the biggest crowds I've ever raced in front of, so I hope I can bring my A game today.
Sitting here between these two girls and a million things going through my mind, you know, at a great race like this, but all I want them to be is right side up at the end of the track.
You know, when you're in the car and you fire your hot rod up and you look out into the fans and you think, holy cow, who's going to save me now? But it's time to put your big girl panties on and get your hot rod down the track and show the crowd what you're made of.
So now we're bringing jet cars to the Hot Rod Reunion, and that makes me think back about the first jet car that I ever saw. I was 12 years old at a drag strip in Michigan back then it was called Central Michigan Dragway. I think now it's been renamed the Mid-Michigan Motorplex. My mom took me to the drag races and didn't really know what to expect. I had been going to stock car races for a number of years, didn't know what to expect, showed up, heard the advertisements, jet cars, and I love jet airplanes, so I had to go see these jet cars. Didn't know what to expect at all. Pulled in there, and one of my biggest heroes, Les Shockley, was there with his original J34 powered jet funny car, the Shockwave. And also coming up from Chicago was Billy Matteo. And Billy Matteo back then, the J34s were the big engines back then. Billy Matteo had his J34 powered dragster, fell in love with him on the spot. Couldn't believe what I was seeing. Greatest thing ever. They were super friendly to me, and you know, I think probably that moment was the time that I decided I'm going jet racing.
You know, the husband took me to the drag races for the first time, and what I was most impressed with was that I got to walk around, interact with the drivers, see the cars actually being worked on, and ask the drivers questions about what went on during their run. You know, no other form of motorsports is like this at all. You don't get the hands-on attention from the teams and the drivers and things like that. And I think that's what I love most about my sponsor, Miller Welding. They're out there for the racers too. And, you know, for anybody who needs help at the racetrack, if they need a welding repair, they're there to help the racers and get them back on track.
After a short rain delay, we're getting back to racing.
The sun is set over Beach Bend Raceway and we're ready for the last pass of the night. It's my favorite kind of race because you can see the glow in the cockpit.
Lose my mind as my body takes control. Make this three-dimensional here and now.
It's been a great day of racing, and I've met all my heroes, but now it's our time to shine.
Hot Rod Reunion was a great race, and we're so proud to have been able to be a part of it. But you know, every good thing must come to an end. It's time for us to head back to the jet shop and get back to the real work of jet racing. We've got a lot going on at Larsen Motorsports. Not only are we working every day on new and different and better cars, we're training new drivers and working with a new batch of interns every single semester. So, you know, it's exciting, and you never know what each day is going to bring.
On the next episode of Playing with Fire, the Larsens take a much needed break, and we find out why it's called Hotlanta.
And now, from a foot off the ground, Nitro's World.
Lose my mind as my body takes control. Make this three-dimensional here and now. Lights flash down.